Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Let's get Instagram up and running. Here she comes. Come on, Instagram, wake up. There it is. Casting directors love to tell us to pay attention to the tone of the project when we're doing our self-tapes. Yesterday, the problem was they didn't give me any idea what that tone was. Good morning. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. We are talking real stories, real life strategies, and practical insights on building a successful and sustainable acting career. Let me know where you're joining me from and what you're working on in your acting career today. I want to hear from you. Good morning, TD. Good morning, Peggy Doo. Welcome to the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Let's get into it. Yesterday, I spent an entire afternoon trying to answer a question that the audition material couldn't answer for me. So I had 2 self-tapes to do yesterday, and it ended up taking me all afternoon. I am normally pretty speedy with these things, but yesterday came with its own set of phenomena that I had to deal with. So the first one was an audition for a feature film with some fancy names attached, and that didn't intimidate me. I just wanted to do a good job. But I also understand that when it's an important project like that, they can't necessarily release much information about the film. They're not going to release the script. They're not going to. They're just not. And so all I had was this short scene. It was a priest giving a sermon. Well, there's lots of different ways you can go with that. And the breakdown that they attached for this piece just literally described what this priest was doing in this scene without any context. I couldn't tell whether this was intended to, I couldn't tell what period it was set in, because the language had a specific flavor to it that didn't feel exactly every day. And then the way the scene was written, I couldn't tell whether it was a dream or not. It had sort of some dreamlike qualities to it, right? Just in the way that the scene was, what was happening outside of the sermon, alongside the sermon, I guess, was being described. So there was no information in the character breakdown, and I didn't get the script. All I had was the information, was the actual scene itself, and the breakdown just described the scene. It didn't give me any additional context. So I was really on my own with it, and I just couldn't tell whether they wanted a sort of Bible thumping, revivalist, passionate Baptist revival pastor, or whether they wanted somebody more grounded and contemporary who leans into folding the audience into his bosom as opposed to threatening. So I ended up asking casting if I could send in 2 tapes, and they okayed that. Because at a certain point, you stop looking for certainty and you start making choices. The audition isn't asking you to figure out the correct answer. The audition is asking you to make a compelling choice. And I felt like I had 2 good options. And so what else can you do but do your best, right? Good morning, Nala. Good morning, Yasher. Good morning, Emmy. This is the daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Let me know. Hey there, Mad Max Hand. Welcome to the daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career today. Hey, Florian Catalan, welcome. This is the daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Just talking through some self-tapes that I had yesterday. I mean, at a certain point, these self-tapes start to become less about acting and more about project management, you know? It's this scenario of I had two self-tapes to do. In one, I was a priest, and in one, I was a flamboyant hair salon owner. And you sort of, so that flip-flop just had to be dealt with, but it also meant that I had to redo my my slates, right? Tell me if you do this. I have one slate that I attach to most of my auditions. It's a regular name, height, location slate, and I do it because they always want these in horizontal. Of course, they want the whole thing shot in horizontal, but they want a full body shot. Like I do ankles to the top of my head because I like to wear slippers when I'm making my self tapes. So I don't show them my shoes. So I do ankles to the top of my head. And I have edited together a horizontal shot in close up of my face saying name, height, and location. And then I've done a picture in picture of my full body shot, which is shot in vertical. And I've overlaid that and edited together. It's a 7-second video that I attach to almost all of my self tapes. It's ready to go. It's dealt with. It's done, right? And I have asked if that's fine if I'm not wearing exactly the same thing in the slate shot than I am in the audition takes in the sides, the takes of the sides, and they've been fine with that. They understand, you know, that uh, it's not always convenient to have to create a new slate every single time. But for this project, I was wearing completely different clothing, and one of the slates asked for some specific information about whether I had life experience. Hey, Danielle. Of course, Danielle, we accept all, we welcome all people here. Thanks for being here. This is the daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Hey there, Lays. Hey there, Roger Cook. Happy Pride, Danielle. It's Pride Month here in the US, so I hope you are celebrating. Hey, Lay. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career today. I'm just talking through some of the issues that I dealt with in my self-tapes yesterday. Creating new slates every single time is time consuming, and because they want them shot in horizontal, but they want a full body shot, so I do that in vertical. Then I overlay picture in picture, which means editing time, which means transferring footage from my phone. Can't do those picture in picture edits on mobile device, so I have to do it on my laptop. So transferring those files backwards and forwards, you understand, it just takes some time. Hey there, Rowan. Thanks for being here. This is the daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Let me know where you're coming from and what you're working on in your acting career. Yeah, so it's just that whole project management side of auditioning and self-tapes, and you know, because you've got to schedule a reader, so that's coordinating with your friends, the slates, the framing, the light. I like to shoot in front of one of my windows because then I get natural light coming in, and I love that. I think that looks best. But if it's very sunny outside and there's a white car parked outside, then it reflects on that, and then I get a sort of a blast of white light, and then I have to filter it. So it's a whole thing, and it takes time. And I just want to. I know that it's. I I understand casting directors are very clear that they have cast people from some very rudimentary and budget looking self tapes. So I don't go to a lot of trouble in it, but I also don't want a passing white car that suddenly reflects a lot of white light onto my face and then goes. I don't want my face flashing like that in the middle of a self tape. I don't know. Let me know if you have any tips around that. Because then it just ends up feeling like, so yesterday's self tape day was ended up feeling less like an acting day and more like a decision making day, a project management day. Does that make sense? Hey there, Timbo Slice. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to the Daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC, where we talk real life stories, strategies, and practical insights on your acting career. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career. And I think where I ended up with is that sometimes your job is to make the best choice you can with incomplete information. Hey there, Peggy. Thanks for joining me. And of course, we are winding up for tomorrow's live, which is our podcast. We'll be right here at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Tomorrow, we are ranking actor coping mechanisms from healthy to unhinged. Actors deal with rejection all the time. And tomorrow, we are going to be ranking those coping strategies from healthy to unhinged. So please feel free to drop in the chat or send me a DM your favorite coping mechanisms, whatever they may be, and then we'll put them on our scale from healthy, questionable, or unhinged, so that we can share with our audience the best ways that we show up for each other and get through all of the crazy stuff that we do. All right, what is on? Okay, so on today's schedule, I have a bit more setting up to do for tomorrow's live. Hope you'll be there. Please come and join us and contribute. It's really fun when we get some live interaction. It's really a good time and hilarious. We end up just laughing most of the time. So please come and join us at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, right here on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube and Instagram. We'll be here. Benjamin Howes and Patrick Richwood, the Working Actor NYC. So I've got and then the rest of today, I'm going to try make it into Tribeca Festival. I have my industry pass for Tribeca Festival, so I'm going to get to some of the programming. I didn't get to any of the programming yesterday because of these self-tape auditions that I had to do. But tomorrow, hey, Barty, thanks for being here. Welcome to the Daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Bad Bonnie's in the house. Welcome back, Bad Bonnie. Good to see you. So yeah, we'll be setting up for tomorrow's live podcast. Let me know what your best coping strategies are for dealing with rejection, because tomorrow's episode is all about it. We are ranking actor coping mechanisms from healthy to unhinged. So let me know what your favorite coping mechanisms are. And so that's what we're working on for tomorrow's podcast. Yeah, and I'm also going to try and get to some of the Tribeca Festival programming today. So I will report back on that. I may not be here on Monday. I have a 9 a.m. doctor's appointment, so I'm not sure I can make it through the Daily and get to my doctor's appointment on time. So I might skip Monday, but I will be back on Tuesday, which should have several days of programming from the Tribeca Festival. So make sure you join me. Can you say happy birthday to my little brother Dixon Myers? He turned 6 today. Come on, 6. Happy birthday. To Dixon Maez. Thanks for dropping in, Bori. Um, Happy birthday, Dixon. I hope it's a great day. Oh my God, 6. What was I doing at 6? Uh, I know what I was doing at 6. I was learning the car wash. And I'm not talking about a hose and a bucket of soapy water. I had a teacher in Australia. In America, you call it elementary school. In Australia, we call it primary school. I had a primary school teacher who loved disco dancing, and she taught us the car wash, which was sort of a line dance, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't there. I know, right? It was very sweet. I can actually still remember a memory from when I was 6 years old learning a disco line dance. I can still see myself in the class. I was very good at it. I just want you to know. That's disco line dancing. Sign me up. Sign me up. Come on. I don't know what the educational value was, but we had a good time. Well, I had a good time. I was good at it, so of course I had a good time. All right, friends, I'm going to get on with my work. Remember, wherever you are in your acting career, you got this. Keep going. And I'll be back on Tuesday morning. See you then. All right, friends. Tuesday morning, or join me tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, right here for our live podcast where we will rank actor coping mechanisms from healthy to